10 years ago, circa 2016, when I first started using Docker containers. After learning about it at LinuxCon, I realized that it provided a much needed solution to a very real problem for backend developers. Docker provided a way to create a consistent environment for development, testing, and production, or really whatever environment you needed, by packaging applications and dependencies into a single container that could be easily deployed and run on any server. Well, in the 10 years hence, Docker and all of the copycat containerization technologies have become ubiquitous in the software development industry. But like every good thing in life, it also gets abused and misused. For example, for front-end applications, which consist of static files that can be served by any web server, using a Docker container to serve them is often overkill and adds unnecessary complexity, as well as higher build pipeline costs and runtime cost. Some developer may say, I don't care about the cost, it ain't my money. These are the same people who also complain about no pay raises and no bonuses. The money doesn't magically appear out of thin air. It has to come from somewhere. I'm going to show you an example of a React front-end application that does not need to be containerized, but somebody got trigger happy. This app was built in September of 2023. Let me repeat that, September of 2023. And for confidentiality reason, I've obfuscated the name of the app to blah, blah, blah. Right off the bat, you may have noticed that the app was spun up using the Create React App CLI, which by September of 2023 was already considered a legacy tool, and the React team had already recommended using something else instead. So this app was already outdated from the get-go, but that's another story. No, the issue here is that the consultant company that was contracted to build this app convinced their client that Docker was absolutely necessary for this front-end app. But here's the real kicker. In March of 2026, that same consultant company is now telling this client that they don't need Docker for this front-end app, and that the app should be refactored to remove the Docker container. So the consultant company got paid to convince their client to use Docker for a front-end app, and then got paid again to convince their client to remove Docker from the same front-end app. But hey, I don't blame the consultant company. They are in business to make money. I blame the client for being gullible and not doing their own research. And to be clear, both the consultant company and the client company are in the United States, and they only hire American developers. So rest assured that this isn't a case of nearshoring or offshoring. And the man who signed the contract on behalf of the client company has been in IT for over 20 years and is a Purdue University graduate. And in case you're not aware, the big cloud providers have offered static file hosting services for years, and they are often cheaper and more efficient than using a Docker container to serve static files. Well, that's all I have for today. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. It doesn't cost you a penny. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.